Welcome to ESPN's presentation of Capital One Bowl Week.
And welcome to a beautiful night in San Antonio, Texas, where a fiesta is never far away. Penn State hopes to celebrate a milestone tonight for Joe Paterno, his 500th game as head coach, his 34th bowl game. But to win it, the Lions will have to conquer a virtual home crowd for Texas A&M. It's a sea of maroon inside the Alamo Dome. It's been a tough season for these folks. They'd like to write a sweet ending. The Valero Alamo Bowl, Big Ten versus Big 12. The Nittany Lions and the Aggies coming up right now. It's a city rich with history, San Antonio, and they love their college football. And the Valero Alamo Bowl is sold out inside the Alamo Dome tonight. Collision of living legend Joe Paterno and his Nittany Lions out of the Big Ten against Texas A&M out of the Big 12. The Lions faithful have made the trip and enjoyed themselves this week, but they are outnumbered by an Aggie bunch that has circled the wagons after a tough season. And welcome inside the Dome, Chris Fowler, Doug Flutie, and Craig James. We look for themes during bowl week, guys, and one theme we think has to be the Big Ten. Off a very disappointing, embarrassing season a year ago, they had 8 bids this year. They're 1-1. But guys, after Penn State, all the other Big Ten teams and bowls are underdogs. The Lions carrying the flag tonight, and it's big for the conference.
Well, when you look at the Big Ten, where they really struggled is against teams like USC last year, Florida, Texas, Texas Tech. Open offenses, teams that put pressure on defenses, make you play in space. The Aggies will do that tonight. So the Big Ten, when they get in these games outside their own conference, they have to learn to play better with speed and in space.
Another theme, we've seen a lack of upsets after the crazy regular season, Doug. In the first 13 bowl games, only 2 upsets.
Well, it was a wild start to the season. Appalachian State taking on Michigan, and it just went throughout the entire year. And all of a sudden in the bowls, there's been 2 upsets, but they've been a lot of close games.
Right.
8 games decided by 7 points or less. Blocked field goals at the end of the ball games. Fumble return for touchdowns. Last-minute touchdowns. Last-second field goals. It's been wild. It's been fun.
We've seen some wild stuff. We could see some wild stuff tonight because the Aggies feel like they don't have a whole lot to lose. Now, for Joe Paterno, he's very disappointed about the 8-4 record here. They're a couple of plays away, Greg, from being 11-1. They didn't get it done. They lost to Michigan State in the finale, or else they'd be in the Outback Bowl.
And you know what? This team loves Joe Paterno, and so they're really out tonight knowing it's this 500th game that he's coaching in, and so they want to win. They also wish they had a chance to play at another bowl game, but if they are here, they've worked hard, they're prepared, they want to end the season on a positive note. They're a very physical football team, and they feel like they can come in here and dominate the tempo and the control of this game.
Now for A&M, as you know, Dennis Franchione forced that at the end of his 5th year. After that big win against Texas, an emotional letdown as the team learned that news. Mike Sherman is not here. He's still with the Houston Texans for one more game, so Gary Donnell is the interim coach. This is a tight bunch, though, for A&M. You get the feeling they're motivated.
Absolutely motivated. You know, it was a bittersweet win. They won the game against Texas, fantastic. They lose their head coach, the guy that recruited them, the guy that brought this group together. These guys are tight, they're loyal, and they're led by Stephen McGee. Stephen McGee is the guy that they rally behind, and he says, we are here to win.
Been kind of a feisty build-up to this game down here. We'll detail that as the game progresses. Joe Paterno's been the focus of some of that. He always seems to be the focus, Aaron, even though he hates being the center of attention, doesn't he?
Feisty is a great word when you describe what he's been saying to media all week when they ask him about his 500th game. He's like, I don't care if it's my 500th or my 50th. Don't make a big deal around it. And one of the reasons why he may feel that way, interesting story he told us, back in 1959, Joe Paterno was an assistant coach for the Nittany Lions. They were taking on Alabama and Bear Bryant in the Liberty Bowl. Joe Pa told us there was so much focus about what a legend Bear Bryant was that it just got to be too much. And Paterno didn't want that circus here in San Antonio, Chris. But interesting enough, when people will ask him, hey, you're 81, can you still do it? He says, if I couldn't, I wouldn't be here.
Oh, the ageless wonder. Joe Papa, can he get the win in his 500th game as head coach? Lions favored in a virtual road game. We'll come back to San Antonio. Valero Alamo Bowl next.
ESPN College Football, the Valero Alamo Bowl, is brought to you by Valero, the all-American gasoline all across America.
I've only missed 2 games in my whole life. boss man.
Happy holidays! Get 'em!
Enter a world beyond sight. Enter a world beyond sound. Introducing the revolutionary Kuro.
Alex Klein is a real Geico customer, not a paid celebrity. So to help tell his story, we hired that guy who does those funny sound effects.
My car was totaled over 1,000 miles from home. So I called Geico. And in less than 10 business hours, I got a check for a new car.
Geico, real service, real savings.
Heritage. Tradition. Longevity. History. With San Antonio as a backdrop, we ask you to remember the Alamo.
Breeze lobs it for the end zone. Got him there. Touchdown, Isaac Joe. Wilkie, turn it up. And get gone. Touchdown, Eric Crouch. Bollinger deep over the middle. Has it time. It's caught by Williams. Good pass. Plenty of distance. And it's over.
The play hasn't been whistled dead yet. Hang on a second here. This play is still alive as Edgar goes down the field for Michigan. And he's at the 15-yard line. The game is over. Nebraska wins.
Touchdown. As 2007 nears its roller coaster end, will history pay homage to the Nittany Lions at Penn State and their ageless wonder, Joe Pa? Or will the Texas A&M faithful witness a sweet ending to a bitter chapter in Aggie land? The punctuation to follow. The Valero Alamo Bowl. The Aggies and the Nittany Lions. Now, this is the 13th season. Big Ten versus Big 12 in the Alamo Bowl. Big Ten has a 7-5 edge, but the Big 12 has won the last 2 and 3 of the last 4. There is Joe Paterno, age 81, trotting to the sidelines. We are going to show you what one of the yell leaders of the Aggies said on Thursday night that stirred up so much controversy and got him sent home in tears.
I'm Tex Aggie, taking over San Antonio. I'm Tex Aggie, remember the Alamo. Fighting Texas Aggie, Joe Paterno's on his deathbed and someone needs to find him a casket. Give it up, Penn State.
That was a pep rally that featured both A&M and Penn State fans. Lots of boos, and the young man immediately disciplined, sent home. Apologies for Paterno and for the Penn State program from their counterparts at Texas A&M. That's not the true Aggie spirit at all.
Well, I think, you know, the young man obviously got carried away with where he was, forgot where he was. He wasn't at just an A&M function, and I'm sure he regrets it and will regret it the rest of his life.
You know, Joe Pa did a good job, though, playing it off, not making a big deal out of it and moving on.
Yep.
Yeah, he used the old sticks and stones can break my bones line, and he also said, hey, who knows, maybe it's accurate. There's Gary Darnell, the interim coach for tonight. Mike Sherman taking over next season. He's got one more game as responsibilities at the Houston Texans to take care of. Darnell has been the defensive coordinator under Franchione. Penn State won the toss and deferred. The Aggies will get the football to begin. You figure this is about 75 to 80% A&M fans. 2 hours and 45 minutes from their campus. Kevin Kelly boots it to Pierre Brown. And Brown hit across the 20. So Stephen McGee comes off a 4-touchdown pass performance against Texas, a career highlight, his second straight win against the Longhorns. But as a very tough runner, he'll lead this A&M offense out tonight, which could have a little bit of a different look.
Well, you know what? This is an offense and a coaching staff. What do they have to lose? So expect to see some weird little things going on out there. A lot of loosey-goosey calling and the players having fun.
They've been trying to keep it fun for these players, not a premium on fun for the Aggies this season, but what's been a tough period of time since that Texas game, fun has been emphasized. Mike Goodson in motion, Jaworski lane to the left of McGee. Throwing first down, and Goodson a short catch, and here's our Yellowbrook lineup as brought to us by Nick Lamantia, the 12th man.
Starting it off, we got Cody Wallace, the hardest hitting lineman as well as center in the nation. Then we got Stephen McGee, dual threat quarterback. He's going to run it on you, he's going to pass it on you. He's going to hit Kerry Franks down the middle, open on a post. He's the fastest guy we got on the team. Kerry Franks can fly. Then, of course, in the backfield, we got thunder and lightning. Jaworski lane gives a whole new definition of the meaning of train. He's going to run you over. And to complement that, we got Mike Goodson in the backfield, who's going to make a play, shake you, and then take it to the house.
Thank you, Nick. Empty backfield on second down. McGee fires and has a man open, but underthrows Brown. Pierre Brown was wide open on the sideline.
Yeah, the old safety forgot to come over and help on that, blitzing with Connor from the bottom, and it's just one of those plays where you got to connect on it early on.
Let's meet the Lions defense after this next play with Tony Pittman, one of the 22 father-son combinations that Joe Paterno has coached at Penn State. Think about that. 22 father-son combinations as head coach.
Well, we're waiting on the grandson to come along, right?
Yeah, exactly. There's still that time.
3rd and 6 for the Aggies. Lions rush 4, complete to Bennett underneath, and the tight end, the leading receiver for the Aggies, short of the first down. Dan Connor and Sean Lee, the two excellent linebackers for State, combining on the stop. It'll be a punting situation.
This Penn State defense, Dan Connor, an All-American in everybody's books, an outstanding player. Doug, they're going to play with a lot of energy tonight, even though it is kind of a road game for them.
You know, they do have a little problem with the defensive line. They're a little lean at the D-line. The linebackers are their strong suit, and they rely on those guys to stop the run. They do a great job stopping the run.
Justin Brantley in punt formation. Always got to keep an eye out for the fakes tonight. Said the Aggies may try some things. A booming punt from Brantley forces Anthony Serrato back to the 10, and he fumbles it. Serrato hit quickly as he's able to get back to the 13 and avoid disaster there. A 60-yard punt. Mark Dodge, the 27-year-old almost linebacker, the Aggies down on the coverage.
That's that deal with Flutie, though. You got a hard time with 27-year-old Cleveland.
I do. I don't know. I love Mark. We met him. He's a great guy. I love him to death. But there's something wrong about that, don't you think?
We've tried to pull him.
Wrong with it.
We'll get into it later.
Penn State's offense led out by Anthony Morelli, back-to-back 2,000-yard passing seasons. His final game as a Nittany Lion, the senior who's endured some criticism in his career from the faithful. Rodney Kinlaw is the lone setback. And they fake it, a first down throw. Morelli fires, complete. Deon Butler on the sideline, out near the 30-yard line, and now we've got the Penn State offense with Charlie Pittman.
Thanks, Chris. We're going to start with that Penn State talented offensive line who will provide adequate protection for quarterback Anthony Morelli so he can get the ball to his outstanding receiving corps led by Derek Williams, Jordan Norwood, and Deon Butler. And hopefully we can find some running room for Rodney Kinlaw.
Thank you, Charlie. Part of those excellent Paterno teams in the late 60s. This is Kinlaw. Picks his way up the middle. And Kinlaw first down across the 40, so a good start for this Penn State offense, 13 yards. And Lamantia back to set the Aggies defense.
I've worn 12 and 55, playing linebacker here, there, and in a couple of those years. To start it off, I know a little about defense, so therefore I'm going to tell you about Red Bryant. Defensive tackle, wreck and shop on the offensive line. Then we got the two oldest linebackers in NCAA, I think are older than Joe Pa himself, Mark Dodge and Misi Tupe. Then in the back, the most enthusiastic corner you'll ever meet, Marquise Carpenter, otherwise known as K. He gets us wired up, he gets us wired, and he's going to make a play on whoever he's going against in the game.
Defense on its heels in the first couple of plays. Handoff up the middle. This is Derek Williams. We'll see a lot from number 2. The multi-threat for the Nittany Lions could take some direct snaps, be involved in different ways. Got to get him his touches.
Mr. Versatility there. He likes getting in the backfield, catching passes. Talked to him before the game. He says, I want to run a post. I want to just run by people and go catch a deep ball.
Well, he's a real talented player. And, you know, if you can get him the touch of the football 10, 12 times in a game, more than likely a big play's coming from it.
Penn State just getting big chunks of yardage with each play so far.
Big hogs up front are all over the Aggies defensive line.
This is Kinlaw behind the fullback Dan Lawler on 2nd and 2. And Kinlaw leans for a first down into A&M territory. You see Tupe, the 26-year-old linebacker, next to the 27-year-old on Monday, Mark Dodge.
In the intros there, you know, and you're talking, I've got a little issue with some of that, but it's kind of funny to hear them even talk about the age of the linebackers. But it does bring maturity to your team, a leadership to your team. And Mark Dodge, you want no one else. I mean, leading your team in the foxhole with you, you got Mark Dodge.
4 years in the Army and a junior college in California. And now wrapping up his A&M career and recently engaged. On first down, Morelli flips it far side. Williams has room and has almost 10. And everything that the combination of Galen Hall and Jay Paterno calling so far working.
And you know what? The Aggies secondary has to play physical. They've got to come up and make plays. When Morelli throws on time, little screen to the outside, the secondary's not there to come up and be aggressive.
When they, this is a little hit screen, so it happens quickly, not a big deal with protection. But when they protect for Morelli, and he has an opportunity to set his feet and throw the ball, he throws the ball as well as anyone, and they've got a very good passing attack when they protect the passer.
Hall in the middle and Jay Paterno, Joe's son, of course, on the right, and they share play calling responsibilities. Lions averaging almost 10 yards a play, and they'll throw it on second and short, looking for Williams and overthrown. Marquise Carpenter was on the coverage.
Well, we've had a good time down in San Antonio. Nice little start for our bowl season here.
Yeah?
A lot of hospitality.
Are you going somewhere with this?
A lot of Mexican food. No, just a thought, looking around at the crowd. You know, there are a lot of Penn State fans here, more than you would think.
Well, Chris and I took a little trip around the Alamo, got a little history lessons from a local. And
you should.
Loved it.
A little culture.
Absolutely. Get down here in Texas.
Yeah, some of us took to heart our location and tried to learn something.
Hey, I've been there so many times, I feel like I'm a part of it. I'm looking for the line in the sand.
This is a fullback on 3rd and short, and Lawler is stopped. I believe he's going to be just short of a first down, and now a decision at the 37.5-yard line of A&M.
How about Joe Pod, 81, running out on the field? He's not just a light little jog and trying to look like he's running. He's running across the field. When he came out, comes over to the sideline, he's still got that spunk. We saw it in the meetings all week. We hear it from him all the time, and it's amazing.
You know what?
He just doesn't like the focus being on him, does he?
No, he doesn't. But you know what? He is the focus. At the banquet, the luncheon. Everybody, you're drawn to Joe Paterno.
Absolutely.
And he means so much to the game.
See if Paterno elects to go for this on 4th down. We'll see how much the Lions will need. It's going to be about football and a half. And he says, go for it.
Go.
Aaron?
Craig mentioned the luncheon, Chris, and Joe Pod not wanting any focus on him. It was funny because Gary Darnell told everyone, hey, Penn State, you're a great football team, but I got to give all the credit to Joe Paterno and what he's done for that university. Basically called him a mentor, Chris.
On 4th down, Morelli, a little hesitation on the sneak. The spot will be critical. And some shoving after the whistle. Morelli did not fire out of the starting blocks, did he, Doug?
You're right. It was the hesitation coming away from center, and part of that is maybe you're in a rush to move, and then the ball, you have to get the ball first and create a little separation from yourself in the center before you go forward. If you're just going in, you're just riding the back and standing up straight, and it doesn't happen. He did not move forward.
You know what's real apparent? The coaches tried to deflect all of the feistiness that was going on before. This isn't your traditional bowl game where you got guys over there shaking each other. Hey, good to have you down here. There's some passion between these two teams on the field tonight.
And the night we came in, all we heard were the stories of walking down the street, one team on one side of the street, the other on the other, yelling back and forth.
Kept them across the river from each other.
And it looks like Jaws picked up the first down.
Wow. I'd like to see a replay on that.
You think you could tell from the replay?
I think it's a function of when the whistle blows. You know, really, when is this forward progress?
He's got to get to the 37.
You know, when is it? The ball hasn't crossed there. Ball hadn't crossed there. Ball hasn't moved. Very favorable. Look at the official coming in. There's no way that football made it that far.
How much fun is a quarterback see when they're hitting you upside down?
It's the other guys that are twisting your ankles and pulling fingers off the ball and grabbing you.
This is Williams. Motions behind Morelli. They fake it to him. Morelli takes a shot downfield. As Norwood in the end zone, incomplete. Jordan Norwood was open briefly. Marquise Carpenter recovered.
Yeah, this is one of those
right there.
Yeah, but you know what? When you start looking at films and you go back and you study here, Chris Bell, 19, was running by himself in the middle of the field. You know, and you'll see Doug here in the middle of the field. Morelli, there's 19. Bell, hit
there
it.
He is.
Take
Give him
it.
the ball. Morelli came out looking deep. It wasn't open. He waited. He waited. He waited. He said, I'm going to make this throw and wait for Norwood. And he laid it out there and tried to get the big play. Instead, take what they give you.
Kinlaw on 2nd and 10. This little stutter step move picks up about 7.
That dude's got some shaking power. When a guy like that, a running back, shakes you, and then he gets into the strike zone before the defender's able to react, that's when you have power. You know, you don't have to be big. You just have to be able. Watch his hips here.
We got Chris Bell coming from the outside with a big crack block. Chris Bell, big, tall, lanky receiver, a lot of talent to him. All these receivers love to block for their backs.
Kinlaw is a 5th-year senior, guys, who ran for 1,200 yards very quietly. An excellent senior season, 10th highest rushing total in Penn State history. 3rd and 3. Empty backfield. Incomplete. It was in the hands of Terrell Golden, the senior. And now it's 4th and 3. And they'll punt.
Look at that guy. You know what? There's no question about his passion for coaching still and that feistiness.
Check it, Kevin Kelly. They'll try a field goal. So the punter come on, boom, but he's the holder. So it will be a field goal attempt. 47 yards for Kelly. He's not very accurate beyond 40 yards. Just 2 of 7. Left footer. Hooked it. So Paterno's team gains 56 yards on their opening possession, converting a 4th and short, but come up empty. Kelly struggles beyond 4. Nuts. Aggies get the ball when we come back to San Antonio.
Ever since there were cars, Americans have had a love affair with the open road. And with quality gasoline and pay-at-the-pump convenience coast to coast, Valero is your perfect travel companion. Valero, the all-American gasoline for the all-American love affair.
Alabama will receive, actually, after Southern Miss won the opening toss.
It happens in every game. One moment, one play changes everything.
4th and 12. Boy lays it up. Prothro with the catch.
That's a Pontiac game-changing performance. Vote for the Pontiac game-changing performance of the year at Pontiac.com/NCAA and help an NCAA school earn $100,000 in scholarship contributions from Pontiac.
Longest field goal, 63 yards. Most fumbles career, 161. In a game, 6.
Some tend to obsess a bit about the game.
12. Longest
It's kind of like that with bacon.
Regular slice, 1/16 of an inch, 16 to 20 slices per pound, derived from the French bacon and Teutonic Baquet. There's streaky bacon, cottage bacon,
Awesome.
gal bacon, collar bacon.
I'm here to satisfy your football obsession 24/7, 365, and Wendy's is going to feed your bacon obsession with the Baconator.
6 strips of bacon piled high atop 2 fresh, never frozen beef patties.
It's 7 fumbles, not 6.
I like bacon.
Wendy's.
That's right!
Rose Bowl game presented by Citi. Illinois versus USC. New Year's Day at 4:30 Eastern on ABC.
We are gonna need some help right out there. When you say we are Penn State, you're proud of it. Everything positive. Right, go, go, go. Never mind the other guy, and we'll go. Right? Let's have a great night Saturday night.
That's old school Pep Rally.
Never mind the other guy. It's go, go, go.
You know what?
Positive. He wants you to be positive.
Sometimes he can just get out there and he can go, rah, 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 and all of a sudden everybody go, yeah. Not hear a word he said.
There's a pep rally every Friday before the home games at Rec Hall. He gets pretty riled up. That was in front of Aggie fans as well. And he didn't hear that tasteless comment made, but he yelled it before he went on. Let's go back and take a look at that missed field goal. Our spotter, Mike Black, an ex-kicker, says this is a problem, Doug. You were an ex-holder.
Yeah, the laces are out to the right a little bit, and the ball is going to hook to the laces. And with a lefty, they hook the ball anyway. There's a little more of a natural hook to the ball with a left-footed kicker, and it just pulls the ball to the right. That's why you want the laces straight out.
And you know what? His body of the kicker was already hooking. He was pulling. His body wasn't where it was supposed to be on the plant.
So you making an apology for the kicker? You're blaming it on the hold there?
Yeah, I'm a holder. I was a holder for, I don't know, ever. 25, 30 years.
2nd and 11 for the Aggies. It's big Jaworski Lane up the middle. 295 pounds. Forget what the program says. Let's meet the Penn State defense.
Starting with the big guys up front, we have Josh Gaines and Maurice Evans providing pressure from the outside, with Ollie Ogbu anchoring the middle of the line. And Dan Connor in the middle, the great one, Penn State's all-time leading tackler and Bednarik Award winner. And finally to the secondary, the last line of defense, where we have lockdown corner Justin King, and in the middle, free safety Tony Davis, and hero Anthony Serrano.
Heard from the father earlier, there's the son. 3rd and 6. McGee, an excellent runner. 1st down and more. $18 yards.
Stephen McGee is a fast, talented football player. He can run the ball extremely well. It's been his forte this year. And when Penn State's defense comes from the right side, they lose containment, Doug. On the right side, you're going to see the contained corner coming hard from the outside, and you can't lose containment against McGee.